They want to make her like them.
Abby, tell me how to stop them.
It's too late.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
The long-awaited Five Nights at Freddy's movie has finally brought the dark, eerie world of the hit horror game series to the big screen, and fans around the globe can't stop talking about it. After years of anticipation, delays, and countless rumors, the film has managed to deliver exactly what audiences were hoping for: a chilling, nostalgic, and surprisingly emotional journey into the twisted world of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. From its haunting atmosphere to its clever references for longtime fans, the movie is not just a simple adaptation, but a full-blown cinematic experience that captures the terrifying charm of the original games. The story follows Mike Schmidt, a troubled security guard who takes a night job at the seemingly abandoned Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, hoping to turn his life around and provide for his younger sister. But as the nights go on, he realizes there's something deeply wrong with the place. The animatronic mascots that once entertained children during the day come alive at night, driven by something far darker than faulty wiring. Through Mike's eyes, the audience is pulled into a world of mystery, fear, and tragedy, uncovering secrets that have haunted the pizzeria for decades. From the very beginning, the movie sets an eerie tone. The setting feels alive, filled with nostalgia for anyone who's ever played the game's flashing lights. Retro posters and the creepy, smiling faces of Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy lurking in the shadows. The filmmakers clearly understood what made the franchise special: not just jump scares, but the slow build of dread, the feeling that something terrible is watching you, waiting to move the second you blink. Each scene is packed with tiny details that reward attentive fans, from hidden references to the lore to subtle sound. Cues taken directly from the games. One of the biggest highlights of the movie is its visual design. The animatronics, brought to life using a mix of practical effects and minimal CGI, look terrifyingly real. They move with a haunting precision, their glowing eyes and mechanical creaks creating a sense of unease that stays with the audience long after the scene ends. Every encounter with these robotic monsters is tense and unpredictable. Sometimes they attack outright, while other times they simply stand still, letting the silence build until it becomes unbearable. This careful pacing shows that the filmmakers truly understood that fear often comes not from what you see, but from what you don't see. The movie also dives deeper into the emotional side of the story. Mike's character isn't just there to survive the night. He's struggling with guilt, grief, and the weight of a dark past. His relationship with his sister adds a human element to the horror, grounding the story in something real. And as the mystery unfolds, we discover how his life connects to the tragedy behind Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, blending human pain with supernatural terror in a way that feels genuinely haunting. What really makes this film stand out, though, is how it balances fan service with storytelling. The creators knew the expectations were sky high, so they made sure to include Easter eggs and lore nods that longtime followers would appreciate: hidden numbers, camera angles, and even sound effects reminiscent of the original jump scares. But at the same time, the movie doesn't rely entirely on nostalgia. Even viewers who've never played a Five Nights at Freddy's game can follow the story and feel the tension. It's designed to be both a love letter to fans and an accessible horror experience for newcomers. The performances bring the story to life in powerful ways. Josh Hutcherson, playing Mike, delivers a deeply emotional and layered portrayal. His fear feels genuine, and his quiet desperation gives the movie its emotional core. Matthew Lillard's performance, meanwhile, adds an unforgettable edge. His character brings both charm and menace, capturing that perfect balance of unpredictability that keeps audiences guessing. Every actor seems committed to the eerie atmosphere, and even the brief appearances by secondary characters feel intentional, adding depth to the twisted story. The cinematography deserves special mention. The film uses light and shadow brilliantly to enhance the sense of confinement and paranoia. The flickering bulbs, the echoing footsteps in empty hallways, and the camera pans that linger a second too long all help build an atmosphere of relentless dread. It's a movie that knows how to use silence just as effectively as sound. The score, inspired by the game's eerie tones, keeps you on edge without ever overpowering the visuals. It's subtle, creeping under your skin until every sound feels like a warning. Fans have praised how the movie captures the spirit of the original games, while expanding on their lore. Instead of simply retelling the game's story, it adds layers of backstory that give more weight to the animatronics and the mysterious disappearances that haunt the restaurant's history. The film's approach to the missing children mystery is chilling yet emotional, turning what could have been simple scares into something tragic and meaningful. It reminds audiences that behind every monster lies a story, and behind every story, a broken heart. The tension reaches its peak during the later nights, when the truth about the pizzeria begins to unravel. The final act brings together all the hints and clues scattered throughout the movie, revealing the dark secrets behind the haunted animatronics and the man responsible for it all. The confrontation scenes are intense, not just because of the danger, but because of the emotional weight carried by each revelation. The climax combines psychological horror with pure adrenaline, leaving audiences breathless until the very last second. Another major success of the film is how it respects its audience. It doesn't rely on cheap tricks or over-the-top gore. Instead, it builds its horror through atmosphere and emotion. You can feel the loneliness of the empty pizzeria, the cold hum of machinery, the quiet dread of waiting for something to move in the dark. It's the kind of horror that lingers, the kind that makes you hesitate before turning off the lights at night. As the credits roll, the film leaves you both satisfied and curious. It answers key questions but still leaves enough mystery for future installments. Fans immediately began speculating about sequels and hidden clues, with many believing the movie hints at larger stories connected to the franchise's deep lore. There's a clear sense that this is only the beginning, setting the stage for a series of films that could explore different timelines, characters, and terrifying new locations. The movie's reception has been a mix of excitement and nostalgia. Longtime fans celebrated the faithful adaptation, while newcomers appreciated the suspenseful storytelling. The franchise's community, which has always been one of the most dedicated in gaming, came together to discuss theories, decode Easter eggs, and share their emotional reactions online. The success of this movie has reignited interest in the series, proving that Five Nights at Freddy's remains a cultural phenomenon even after all these years. The film also sparked a wave of creativity among fans. Cosplays, fan art, and music inspired by its haunting scenes flooded social media. The return of Freddy Fazbear's world has reminded everyone why the franchise became iconic in the first place. It blends mystery, horror, and humanity in a way that few stories can. And the movie has opened the door for even more ambitious adaptations, possibly leading to a shared cinematic universe based on the other games. It's not often that a video game movie captures the essence of its source material so faithfully. But this one succeeds because it respects both the fans and the story. It doesn't just show the monsters, it shows the pain and the humanity behind them. That's what makes it memorable. Every night, every sound, every flicker of light serves as a reminder that the true horror of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza isn't just in its haunted machines, it's in the memories that refuse to die, with its mix of tension, emotion, and nostalgia. Five Nights at Freddy's has carved out its place in modern horror cinema. It's a movie that not only entertains but also brings back that unique fear the games created, the fear of being watched, of hearing something move in the dark when you're all alone. It's a story about loss, obsession, and the blurred line between innocence and evil. And as fans leave the theater, one thing becomes clear: Freddy and his friends are here to stay, even after the lights come back on and the screen fades to black. The echoes of the pizzeria's laughter and the flicker of those glowing eyes stay in your mind. The movie doesn't just end, it lingers, haunting you like a dream you can't quite escape. And that's exactly what makes it unforgettable. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza may have closed its doors long ago, but its ghosts are alive and well waiting for the next night to begin.